Hi, my name is Esther Skeet, and I just want to thank you all for coming to my presentation today over organizational design. It's just a brief audit that I did, just taking into consideration different things that go on within our company. And in the class that I took, there were different uh, Excel spreadsheets that were given where we could just put in pretty much the areas that we were high, low, moderate, what have you, and then it generated where we fell in 4 different quadrants. And I just want to go over that information with you all. Just a little bit of a summary. Within our organization, I did find that we're doing things relatively good. There's not much that we have to show improvement on, but in those areas where we do need to show improvement, I think it would be necessary for us to address those and make the necessary changes. Just a brief background, I'm the land technician here, as you all know, and my role here isn't as major as others, but I do appreciate the fact that I can now come to you all and have the platform just to give you a little bit of insight on where I think that we could increase. The first area that we went into was a strategic section, and in that section we covered different goals, environment, as well as strategies that we have. In the goals area, we were relatively high on efficiency as well as effectiveness, and that's pretty much where we need to be. So there's not much change that needs to happen there. As far as the environment goes, there were some areas that we scored a little bit low, but overall we're in the area we need to be there as well. For the structural section, we had configuration, geographic distribution, as well as external agreements. In the configuration, we did fall in the functional area. And the functional configuration is low on on product, service, customer dimension, and high on functional specialization. And we all know that this is pretty true for our Lacey. There are managers over various departments, and then work is divvied up amongst subunits beneath them. And this is relatively good. I think we need to become more advanced in the product, service, and customer orientation area. And once we do that, we'll be better off where we need to be. The geographic distribution, we don't really disperse too many things outside of the U.S., but we are starting to do that more. And for now, we are in the transnational area. And once we begin to expand more, we may fall into either the global or multi-domestic area. And then the external agreements, we were pretty much just on the line of near outsourcers as well as the self-contained. And this is something that as we start to grow will increase and become more of an outsourcer. Process and people, this is where I was talking about task design and people earlier. Here we are all doing relatively good. All of the points here line up with what we do within our organization. Nothing was really too much of a surprise as far as the task design goes. For people, we ended in the laboratory section mainly because of the few employees that we have. We're all rather educated. We just have 100 or less employees, and that's why we ended up in the laboratory section. And this is just some more information on leadership style and organizational climate, pretty much information that you all already have in front of you. As far as the coordination section goes, that's where we deal with coordination and control, information systems, as well as incentives. In these areas, we haven't really wavered from where we need to be. So I think that we're doing pretty well here. And overall, recommendations that I would have in order for us to increase and do better as an organization would be just to pay more attention to our employees. Also, the charts that I gave you all, the areas that we were struggling in that were viewed as moderate or low, if we increase those things, I think that we could definitely flourish as a oil and gas company.